there are 100 different ways that the people who own, that the ruling class wants to maintain their position of power. Sometimes they have to use military force, but that's ugly. But what you do is you hide truth from ordinary working people. So instead of talking about the greed of the ruling class, we'll talk about what immigrants do. We'll talk about the threat, quote unquote, threat of the gay lifestyle or whatever it may be. But there is a very consistent pattern of trying to deny class consciousness. For example, right now in America, 60% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. There's that phrase that you understand.
Yes, of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you listen to television in America, you watch TV, the word working class will never, ever be used. There is no class in America. There is no working class. Okay? And that's not an accident. We are a classless society with 3 people owning more wealth than the bottom half. But we don't even want to talk about class. We don't want to talk about the history of class struggle. We don't want to talk about how working class people can come together and what a new vision for society would look like.
Partly because of the myth of the American dream, the myth of aspiration. There's that Steinbeck line, isn't there, about there being no such thing as poverty in Dust Bowl era America, just temporarily frustrated millionaires. That's one of the best lines ever written about what you're describing.
But it is. If you watch television, it
could be you.
Yeah, it could be you. That's one of the myths out there. That's true. But bottom line is the ruling class wants to maintain a status quo which works very well for them. And, whether it is media, we talked about media, whether it is politics. Right now, I don't know how many of your listeners will know this. In America's very, very corrupt political system, we are a quote-unquote democracy, right?
Yeah.
We have the right to vote every 2 years. Now, Republicans are trying to make it harder. That's true. But what's even more significant is if you are a billionaire in the United States of America today, you can set up what is called a super PAC, Super Political Action Committee. Do you know what that super PAC can do, James?
Oh, yeah, I do.
All right. You can put hundreds of millions of dollars, billions of dollars into that to run TV ads or organize, do whatever you want to defeat candidates who stand for working people and support your reactionary friends. That's what the American political system has evolved into.